Hi, I'm Jared. This is Tomo. That's Shannon. We're 30 Seconds to Mars, and you are watching BUZZNET. We're going to answer some questions for you today, some questions that actually you picked out. You dug deep inside your psyche, inside your gut, your heart, your brain, your toes, and came up with questions that you thought would probe gently but firmly and deeply into our psyche. And we shall begin.
Questions from Nessie, these deep questions you were talking about, like, from what candy would you build a house?
Interesting question.
Riveting. You know, I would build a house from many different types of candies from many different parts of the world. Candied ginger, tamarind almonds, graham crackers with a little bit of buttercream frosting to act as the mortar.
I would have a gummy bear ceiling.
A gummy bear ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. It'll mimic the old tin
Jump on your bed,
ceilings.
you're like...
Cotton candy duvet.
Obviously.
I would have to say Sour Patch Kids for a toilet seat. Don't ask me why.
I think I understand why.
And certainly the everlasting gobstopper for foundation because of the solidity of the base.
You know what?
Now, next question.
That was really good. Molly asks, what was your favorite music video to film and why?
There are a lot that
It's hard, yeah.
different ones for different reasons. Obviously, going to the Arctic was a pretty unforgettable, but difficult. I mean, that was a really, it was
Challenging.
intense, it was cold.
Unforgettable.
City of Angels, I think, is really special. It was great to go back up to our spot, the same spot we shot Kings and Queens. We said, F it, we're gonna go back.
We own it. It's
And
ours.
not only are we gonna go back, but we're gonna film it in a very similar way, but with one distinct difference. We have a moving camera this time instead of a static camera, which is, for you film buffs and editing buffs out there, you will notice the difference in feel and in composition. But we went to the exact same place overlooking the city from Kings and Queens, and it was nice to do that 4 years later.
It was really nostalgic and fun. I definitely, when we were standing up there playing, I was like, oh, this is our spot.
It felt good, right?
This is our spot.
Yeah. What do we got?
Elaine would like to ask, for you, Jared,
Yeah.
are you currently composing new songs? Have you found inspiration during this current tour?
I have. You know, I've been thinking how interesting it would be to make an album based on either locations or people. You know, having an album that was, in a way, kind of Bruce Springsteen does this. It's not so much I, it's more not just a social commentary, but
We?
you and, you know, her, him, them, they, just pointed in a different direction. Of course, we did that in From Yesterday. We do that in Bright Lights a bit. It flips. But there's he said, she said, you know. But I've been thinking about that a lot lately. How it would be interesting to take people and events. I also like to make a political album.
That'd be an intense album.
Yeah.
Especially
I
coming
mean,
from
this
you.
is war is political in a way because
Makes
it's really
sense.
about our fight with an industry, a corporation. So, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Jessica asks, how do we come up with all the visual aspects of 30 Seconds to Mars? She thinks that it's always so epic.
Well, imagination, some hard work. I think part of it is really just caring and being interested. My brother and I grew up around a lot of art. So thinking about the visuals is kind of a natural thing for us. From the very beginning, whether it was painting all our amps white and
Kirby, good old Kirby asks, what genre of books do we prefer to read? And can we name any of our favorite book or books?
I love nonfiction.
Same.
I used to love fiction that's exclusively when I was a kid. I loved the science fiction. I loved all kinds of fiction. But now I tend to like nonfiction. I love biographies. And you know, I always recommend classics like Herman Hesse, Siddhartha,
Oh yeah.
or Steppenwolf. You know,
The Alchemist.
No, that's great. The Alchemist is a really
yeah.
good one.
I've never read it.
It's a good read. Quick read. A good one though.
And 50 Shades of Grey.
Well,
If you like if you like spiritual
that's a great one though.
books.
Monica asks, after the first part of the Love, Lust, Faith, and Dreams tour, what is the biggest thing that we have learned from the Echelon that surprised us?
The biggest thing that I learned is that people they'll go on a leap of faith with you.
Yeah.
They'll take a journey down a different path. I think Love, Lust, Faith, and Dreams is really a different album. It's not a rock album per se, even though there are rock songs on it, some of the most rock songs we've ever recorded, like Conquistador.
Conquistador.
But it's still not hand in hand, part and parcel, a rock record. So it's nice to see people come on that journey with us.
Jade asks, Jared, what's the last thing on your mind when you're about to surf the crowd or go into the crowd, I assume she means? Aren't you ever scared?
No, I'm never scared.
Never. You heard it here first.
I don't really have a fear of crowds or being in front of people or being with people. I tend to, it's interesting when I'm out there, if I run out from the stage into tens of thousands of people or something, I understand why the question would be asked. Oh, do you think people are going to freak out? And sometimes they do, but I think if you communicate directly, decisively, you can change the mood a bit. But sometimes you lose a shirt or some hair.
Shirt, some hair. What can you do? Small price to pay. This is it. This is the last one.
That's it. All right. It's been fun hanging out with you guys here on BUZZNET. Great to answer your questions. They were deep and probing, but gentle questions at the same time. We appreciate it. Now, put your pants back on.
Put them back on.
And enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Eat your vitamins, please. 30 seconds to Mars. We love you.